Okay, we are finally good. Lawrence has been hydrofoiling and surfing behind a boat for 2 days. He couldn't even figure out how to get his audio on, but we're up, we're running. My humble apologies to everybody. Shout out to Nick, to Carm, to Pavlos. It's stoppage time. And guys, thank you so much for logging on. Connor, nice to see you. Jake. G Sports, always great having you. And of course, my favorite guy, Nick Brown. Before we get into him, let's say hello to all of you guys. Carm, what's going on in your world, brother?
Not much. I got a play just started, so I can obviously talk about it. Man United laying just over a goal and a half against West Ham at 5% play. Got 3 games up later this afternoon, 3:45 in Italy, Serie A, and really good weekend, 7-1-2 to continue a good streak. The last couple of days is pretty much like I think like a 5-5 kind of start to the week, but we're going to pick it up right where we left off on the weekend.
Carmen, I'm told we're echoing. Guys, are we echoing? I don't know why I'm echoing. My mics are exactly the way they normally are. Every other mic is off but Carm. Oh, it's fixed now. I guess that was just a moment in time. Carm, I was talking to Johnny. I missed that whole thing, but it sounded really great.
All right, that's good.
Nick, what's going on with you? How was the golf show yesterday?
Golf show was good. This is a kind of the quietest week since the return. It's just like it's the calm before the storm. 2 big events coming up after this, so a lot of guys are off. It's a tough field to predict without where it's very shallow. A lot of no-namers. So golf show was good though. Golf game was good. I played yesterday, played well, and then nothing else is going on. It's hot. It's miserable outside. Baby's good. Wife's good. So things are okay. No complaints.
Speaking of hot, Pavlos, how's your dating life?
I think it's gonna kick off in the next week. I'm going sailing actually to the Milan for about a week with a couple of friends. So I hope it will pick up a lot.
Let's see. So normally sailing wouldn't be my first guess at finding women. I mean, maybe there are random stragglers in the ocean. I don't know. It's been a while, but I wish you nothing but the best.
It all happens in the marinas and in not uncharted islands, not popular islands where you go and there is you and nature and some hot chicks at the next boat. So it's
okay. Well, make sure to wear a Speedo.
Yeah, I'll try.
Nice to see you, Tim C, Tom Hart, Dana, Elliot. Nice to have you guys. Just a quick reminder in case anyone missed the beginning of the show. Nick Brown commented that if I am on the show, he's logging out. He wants the knowledge, but I make the show unbearable sometimes. So a couple of things about that really quick. 1, who cares? 2, Rush Limbaugh gets worse. 3, Howard Stern gets even worse. And 4, I put myself in their leagues. Shouldn't I, Nick?
I mean, I would put you ahead of them, honestly.
Well, exactly.
You brought yourself down by comparing them to those guys.
Listen, you can't be loved if you're not hated. Deep shit there, Carm.
Nick, you've already been promoted to WagerTalk, so there's really no reason you have to suck up the press.
Okay. Let's get into it, and then we'll talk about what I did the last 2 days. Nick, we're going to you first. Champions League implications. How do you pronounce this? Liverpool?
We reviewed this before the show. Prez, come on.
It's
Liverpool.
Liverpool playing out the season at Chelsea. Coming off of an FA Cup semi-final win Sunday. What's going on in this game? Where should we go? Where should we lay our dough?
Well, for me, I'll tell you, I'm putting my money on Liverpool. And yes, no, they have nothing to play for. Everybody loves to say that. And in their last 2 games, you could argue that maybe that theory isn't wrong. They lost 1-2 at Arsenal, and they drew 1-1 at home against Burnley. But the scores don't always tell the true story, as we know in soccer. And in both of those games, Liverpool, on the expected goals side of it, were easily the better team. They won 2.2 to 1.3 over Arsenal, and they were even bigger, 2.2 to 0.45 against Burnley. So that's telling you that they had the better chances in the game. They took care of the ball. They played well defensively. They just didn't score when needed to and let a goal go in on the other side. So just because the scoreline doesn't look like they aren't trying or aren't playing doesn't mean they aren't. And that's one thing I'm going to say here that is important in this game is Liverpool is just not bagging this season. And I know they've already won. I know they kind of lost their chance to get 100 points. But so what? Klopp's a professional. These players are professional. They don't want to lose. They're going to come out. Klopp was mad that they, lost the last game against Arsenal. He wants to continue. He's got an ego. He wants to prove, not that winning already didn't prove it, but he wants to prove, and this is his last chance against a good team this year, that, they're still the best team in the league, and there's a reason why they won. And this game is kind of their send-off. Last good team there. At home this year, Liverpool 17 wins, 1 draw, and no losses. The only drop points was that Burnley game I just talked about. And then they're plus 34 on the goal differential, and their expected goals per game is 2.3 to 0.8. So they're really playing well at home. Compare that to Chelsea on the road. Solid 9-3-6. That's 9 wins, 3 draws, 6 loss record, but they only plus 3 goal differential. And on the expected goals, they're barely above even, 1.6. Not like they're beating a lot of teams big or even that by at all really on the road. Chelsea is off a huge win over United in the FA Cup on Sunday, and Liverpool's fully rested from a week, and I think that's going to play a factor into this. I think there'll be a letdown. Chelsea, yes, they have to win. Yes, they're in the Champions League hunt, and Liverpool is, for all intents and purposes done. But I think you're going to see Chelsea kind of fall off that win. I was surprised by that game. Honestly, I thought United would have taken that. It might have been. I thought it'd be closer than it was. First of all, I think Chelsea ended up winning 3-1. But I think it's a letdown spot here for them, and I don't like them coming in on the road. Luckily for Chelsea here, I know they want to win. I know they need points, but all is not lost in the Champions League if they lose this game. They're up a point on Leicester with a game in hand, and they're up a point on United. We're expecting United to win today. So that puts them still in the 4th spot, still in the Champions League, and United and Leicester play each other in the final week. So there's only one scenario that Chelsea doesn't get in, and that's if they lose both and Leicester earns at least a draw next week. So even if they lose this game, they still have a good chance of getting in. Doesn't matter. All the numbers point to Liverpool for me in this game. The letdown factor is a play for me here as well. I like Liverpool. I think we're going to see them win. Not necessarily big, but I think we'll see them win rather easily in this match today.
Carm, I give Nick a yellow card myself, personally. I think Chelsea is too much to play for, and ultimately Liverpool. And I understand the concept of, hey, they want to win, their coach wants to win, their fans want to win, everybody wants to win. They just have nothing to play for here. I'm with you, Tom Hart. If I'm going to make a bet, I'm taking Chelsea. Carm?
Yeah, someone actually asked me this on Twitter. I don't have a play on this game, but listen, today's trophy day for Liverpool. They get to lift the EPL trophy. Obviously, there are no fans. They're not going to be doing it outside the stadium, so the fans have been told to stay away from Anfield. But I have to believe they're going to put a good lineup out there. You don't want it to lose on those days, but it does happen. Listen, Chelsea does have everything to play for, so a little incentive for them in this game. They need to pick up points, and Lampard's done a really good job with them. But this Liverpool team is so hard to beat at home. They've only allowed 13 goals. They have like 7 clean sheets in their games, and I think they've only allowed 2 goals on 2 occasions to a couple other London teams in West Ham and Everton. So if you're going off that London thing, maybe Chelsea get a couple here. But for me, I think it's a tight one. I'm actually leaning to the under here, but I see what Nick says about. I get it about Klopp and wanting to end the season on a good note, winning the last couple.
Pavlos, speaking of clean sheets, I hope you have none next week.
Let's hope. Let's
Well
hope.
done. Well done.
Okay, brother, talk to me.
I there's so many good points mentioned here. The price on Liverpool is really great. You know, it's a team that has steamrolled pretty much everyone in the EPL this season. But Chelsea also, their last match is against the Wolves, who are also fighting for a European ticket. So that's not going to be easy. Maybe they can stay outside from the top four. So they of course need the points here. So I would go with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. That combo at Pinnacle is minus 100. That's both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. And also another prop bet, that I would like to propose for this match is for Roberto Firmino to score anytime, just one goal at plus 260. The guy is a goal machine, and this season he only has like 8 goals and hasn't scored in the last 19 matches. So in the final home match of the season, I guess he'll have an extra incentive to, score here.
Can I get?
It's not the
No. Listen, I get what he says,
You
and
can give
a lot of it
Pavlos
is
a card. The best line is the guy's a goal machine who hasn't scored in 19 games.
No.
Yeah.
It's the fact that correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he scored at Anfield all season.
Yeah, I think he hasn't. Yeah.
So, well,
Okay, so
it's
Carm is
kinda
giving
risky.
you a yellow card.
kind of risky to
Yeah.
do it at home. I need a bigger price than 260. You know what I mean?
Yes.
To score
Yeah.
your first one at home in a meaningless game. But who knows? Possible.
Yeah.
I agree with Carm there, Pavlos, but that's okay because I don't even know
Oh,
what
it's
I'm
fine.
talking about.
I want to add one thing. I could be dead wrong in this game. Obviously, it happens anytime. But Chelsea did knock Liverpool out of the FA Cup this year as well.
Oh,
And
a
I-
revenge
good
factor.
revenge factor for Klopp again to say I would love nothing else than to stick it right up there and knock him out of the Champions League. So
I
just
think
throwing it
I
out there.
think that's a
Doesn't
very
mean
good
it's
point.
gonna happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but
Well, with
one more
that,
time.
I think that's a very good point, and I'd like to officially give you a red card for holding the best point of your entire argument to the appendix.
Thank you.
I mean,
I thought it was red card
seriously,
for that,
Nick.
but I'll take it.
Guys, we got a huge promotion up today. This one is a limited promotion. Only 3 per handicapper. 1 full year of soccer. But listen to this, guys. It starts in September. So if you buy it now, you get from now till September on the house. So a full year of soccer, only $699. We're only doing 3 per each expert. You go over to WagerTalk, you use the promo codes Pavlos 1, 2, or 3. So Pavlos 1, Pavlos 2, Pavlos 3, Carm 1, Carm 2, Carm 3, and so on and so forth. Nick and Kevin as well. $699. We're only limiting this to 3 per handicapper. So get involved ASAP. Carm, Serie A game in Italy, SPAL. Did I say that right? SPAL.
Absolutely. Spall, you
Of
got
course
it
I
right.
said that right. I'm a soccer machine. I'm a scoring machine who hasn't scored in 19 games as well. SPAL is relegated, while Roma are holding on to a Europa League spot. Clearly, SPAL has to be a little bit depressed right now. They're Pavlos after his week yachting. Total failure. So, where are we going, Carm?
Yeah, it's not the best of times for this Spal team, but you see it with some of the teams that get promoted. They never really spend any money. They like to bank that money from promotions. You saw it in the EPL with a team like Norwich, didn't really add players, and now they're getting relegated. So it's a one and done kind of thing for this team, and Di Biagio, the coach, they're talking about firing the guy. The guy's got like 2 games left or 4 games left. Let the guy finish the season out. They're done. So why fire a guy now? As far as Roma go, they started the restart just absolutely terrible. Lost their first 3 games. A team in turmoil. I talked about there's a lot of infighting going on, but they made some changes to the team. They changed their formation to a back 3, and ever since they've done that, their midfields look so much better, and they have just played such a fluid football game that it's unbelievable. They've got a run of 4 unbeaten. They won 2-1, 3-0, 2-1, and then last week against Inter, which was a very tough game, finished 2-2. So they're looking good. This is one of those spots where I just feel there's going to be a ton of goals, and likely it's going to be a one-sided game. This is one of those 4-0, 4-1, 5-1 kind of games. I just feel with Roma, like you said, they are battling for a Europa League spot right now with AC Milan. They have no shot at a Champions League spot, but you've also got Napoli that are hot on their heels, 2 points back, and they're playing fantastic. So you've got AC Milan, Roma, and Napoli separated by 3 points, and all 3 teams are absolutely in form. So dropping points is something you cannot do right now. And against the bottom team, you definitely can't. I say they go for the kill today, and they light it up. I would lay the 1.5 with Roma, and I would take the over.
He's Carmine Bianco. You can find him at WagerTalk.com, and you can get a year of his soccer plays for only $6.99. Promo code CARM1, CARM2, CARM3. Pavlos, red card, yellow card, no card, and does anyone have the guts to actually give out a bloody red card? What's wrong with you people?
No
card on the last one.
Yeah, no card. As he said, SPAL are just looking forward to end the season and go on vacation, hopefully sailing. Roma are really fighting. They're really fighting.
Why would you want him to go sailing? He's going to be competition for you.
It's true.
Well, yeah, but I know stuff that they do not.
Oh, you do.
So,
You got some moves that nobody knows.
Yeah, and places that nobody knows.
Oh, you like to what? Play with the toe? I don't understand. There's a place you know that you don't. Okay.
Yeah, it's so anyway, Roma really do want to win in order to bypass Milan for the 5th spot and the chance to avoid the qualifying for the Europa League. The 5th spot goes straight to the Europa League group stage, while the 6th spot requires you to play an additional qualifying round. So Roma want to avoid that. So they're really interested in a win here, and it will possibly come by a lot of goals. And I just want to throw out a name there. I would love if you tried to pronounce it, Prez. I'll send it to you for the next show. His name is called Henrik Mkhitaryan. He plays for Roma, and he is a very informed player. He scored a lot of goals in the recent matches, so he's at -110 to score today. Henrik Mkhitaryan.
Okay. I'm not even going to attempt that. But thank you for another prop bet. Tom Hart likes over 3.5 in this game. It feels like, Carm, you like it as well. Pavlos, you agree. Nick Borrman, what are your thoughts?
No card. I don't have much to add. SPAL mailed it in. The only team in the last 5 games that they've scored against and covered this number was the other team being relegated in Brescia. So it's over. This should be an easy Roma win. That means go on SPAL.
Okay.
Did jinx us last week. I'm just bringing
it up. Did I?
That's why
When all 3 of you
exactly
agreed, I ended up being right?
Yep.
Thank you, people. And if you want to hear more right, check out our 3 p.m. show today, straight from the strip, the most watched show live that we have. Minty, Gianni, and myself. We're talking UFC, the Whitaker-Till fight. Last week I went 3-0 in my UFC pay picks. over at WagerTalk.com. And I've only released 3 UFC pay picks in my life, so I'm a perfect 3-0. I have a 5% UFC play going for this Saturday night. It'll be up at WagerTalk.com in the next couple of hours. So make sure to check that out. Also, 2 o'clock is our NASCAR show. And a shout out, a quick reminder to everybody, Teddy Covers and I will be doing a show called Wager Talk today. It was supposed to start this coming Monday. We are delaying it 1 extra week, which we'll explain why another time. But check that out. It'll be noon to 1 p.m. Eastern. And Brian, you wanted to know about the hockey show. Puck Time will be back next Thursday for a playoff preview show, and then Friday to take apart the Saturday and Sunday cards. We do not have a time for that show quite yet, as so many sports are coming back together in the next 10 days. The amount of shows we're going to have, we're going to be putting out 7 to 8 hours of content a day, so make sure to check that out. Okay, boys. One more game to discuss, and it's Pavlos' turn. Juventus traveled to Udinese. Was that good? Was that good?
That was very good.
Yeah,
very good.
I feel like I should put some Udinese on my falafel today. Although I'm having a shawarma, what else is bloody well? I actually am having a shawarma right after this show. I haven't had one in 4 days. Pavlos, go. Talk to us. Juve versus Udinese.
Okay. First of all, Udinese is the team that has one of our the best players we've ever come across lately, called Lasagna. That guy has really destroyed our bets. We keep on saying that, but it's really bad because he did that a lot. Anyway, Udinese are coming off expected loss, against Napoli by 1-2. They have not been very good lately, with just 1 win in their last 5. The other 2 were draws and the other 2 were losses. Right now they're sitting at the 16th spot of the Serie A with 36 points. They're just 7 points above the relegation zone, so they're not clearly out of the woods just yet. There are 4 matches to go, so they can easily drop down below the red line if they if they lose many matches and if the teams that are below them win a lot. So they're definitely interested in points. I'm not so sure they're going to get them. Highly unlikely. Juventus are probably going to win this one because they are.
Juventus?
They've been. Yes, Juventus.
No, because they are Juventus.
Yeah, of course.
Well, how many games did they lose?
They were actually on a 3-match and winless streak, which is highly uncharacteristic of them. But they did bounce back with a 1-2 home win against Lazio. So now they're still sitting at the top spot with 80 points, 6 points above Atalanta, with 1 more match, with 1 less match. So Juventus have won the last 8 titles. So yeah. I think they'll win their 9th consecutive title. By winning this match, I think they don't have any. Yeah, if they win this match, Carmine, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I am. If they win this match, they take the title, right?
No. Well, it's all dependent on what Inter does today. I believe if Inter does not win, they have no chance at it. But
yes, Inter.
Juventus
yes.
Juventus basically. Absent of whatever everybody else does, they need 4 points to secure the title.
Yeah. Okay. So Juventus clearly have the upper hand in this matchup. They've won already twice. They won both matches against Udinese this season, both at home. Once for the cup and once for the league. The cup match was a 0-4 and the league match was a 1-3. So they already have the upper hand in this matchup this season and in recent years. So they will most definitely going to expand that dominance in the matchup. I'll go with Juventus -1 here at +100, I guess. And for our scoring prop bet, I'll go with Cristiano Ronaldo to score at least 2 goals at plus 280 because let me say just a couple of words about that. He has 30 goals, as many as Ciro Immobile, and the players are fighting for the golden boot. Right now, Bayern Munich's Robert Lewandowski is at the top with 34 goals. So Ronaldo has 30 goals and 4 more matches to either equalize the 34 or score more. So I think he's going to score anytime, which is at plus minus 167, and to score 2 or more goals plus 280. Cristiano Ronaldo to score 2 or more goals. And that's it.
Okay. And that's it. Yeah, I can't bet a soccer player scoring 2 goals or more at plus 260. I need another 0 after that. Carmine, red card, yellow card, or no card?
No card. He's bang on in the thing that you are likely going to go there and win, and pretty much put this title race to bed. It's there anyways. I think the only race right now is that scoring race. Oblé has basically, I think, the tiebreaker right now because he has 8 assists to Ronaldo's 5 assists. But they're going to feed him every chance they get. The one thing is I don't know what the Juventus lineup is going to look like tomorrow. Dybala wasn't supposed to play in the last game. His spot was supposed to be taken by Higuain because he had issues with his back. And then during practice, just before the game, Higuain picked up an injury. So then Dybala had to go in. He ended up feeding Ronaldo, on a goal anyways, and he looked good. But this could be a game where you see a couple guys actually rested up front. Ronaldo won't get rested. He'll play. But this could be one of those ones where you see Bernardeschi, Douglas Costa, and Ronaldo as the front 3 and Higuain and Dybala on the bench. So before putting your bets in, you may want to look at the lineups that come out an hour before.
Nick Borrman, thoughts?
I don't know how you would take Udinese here. They have 1 win in the last 18 head-to-heads against Juventus. Juventus has 14 wins. I would actually, if I did it, I did this on Monday when they played Lazio. I would buy it to minus 0.75 because they tend to win a lot by 1 goal, so at least you're cashing something. But Juventus, I can't make an argument any other way.
Okay.
No card.
Guys, real quick, remember 2 p.m. Eastern, half an hour from now, the NASCAR show, Andy Lang, Steve Merrill, Rocky Atkinson. 3 p.m. Eastern, live on this channel, straight from the strip, our UFC show, me, Gianni, Minty hosting. Our promotion for Stoppage Time today is ridiculous. Take advantage of it ASAP. 1 full year of soccer for only $699. We're limiting this to 3 per handicapper. Karma's already sold 2. Is that
I
true?
sold 3 actually.
So you're done.
Well, no, we created 3 new codes: Carm 4, Carm 5, Carm 6.
Wow!
So
Carm is on the ball, people.
Well, I will say this: I'm having a very good July, of course. But I was looking over my stats, not to sort of pump myself up, but I will do it anyways. A winning 2019, a winning 2018, and a winning 2017. I think 16 was the last non-plus money year that I had, and that was only my first full year, I think, at WagerTalk. So I probably put out a lot more plays than I normally would, and I am a high volume guy, similar to Nick as well too. So I plan on having a good one, and you're going to get 6 weeks for free. Yeah. And that value actually goes up because we return to tomorrow we return to regular pricing. So our 5% plays are $40, our packages are $25, and in the next 6 weeks there's bound to be at least about 20 packages, and if you go at $25 a package, that's $500 right there of plays you're going to get for free.
There you go, Carm. What's your run right now, bro? Last time it was a monster, like 13-1 or something.
Yeah, I think I went into Monday it was like 15-3-2,
Wow.
and I think I've gone like 4-4 or 5-5 Monday and Tuesday. But a lot of really good plays coming up this week, and I've got another 5% play that's going to go on Sunday, but I will post it once the line is readily available at all
And
books.
speaking of which, Kevin has a 5% play up today. Game starts in a few hours.
Yeah, the game starts at 3:00, so head over to WagerTalk to Kevin's page, and you can pick it up there for $12.
Nick Borrman, are you winning? Are you losing? What's going on?
Yeah, it's been this week's been off to a good start. 5-2 yesterday. MLS is like the only thing that hasn't been great so far. The knockout
take
stages,
the overs.
it's just, when they're actually not. That's the thing. I take them when they fall under, and then I just go the opposite way every
Just
time.
take the overs straight across the board.
European plays the last month, several weeks at least, have been very, very good, but the MLS has been dragging me down a little bit. But that's okay. It always works itself to the mean eventually, and I went 2-1 yesterday, so there's always hope.
Pavlos, how are you doing, my brother? I know you're focused on winning, but how's the soccer going?
Soccer is going pretty good. I have 9 wins and 3 losses in my last 12.
Wow.
I had a perfect day. Yeah, I had a perfect day on Sunday and on Monday. There were 2 consecutive days, but then I lost my 5% because I still would play it, which was on Sheffield United, but everything was in favor of them. Anyway, I'd still play it again, but it was a loss. Anyway, I have 9-3-0 in my last 12 plays, so doing great. Also, one important statistic about the MLS is that 7 of the last 8 matches were under 2.5 goals, which is it's weird. It might sound weird for the MLS because we usually see a lot of goals, but the teams play in a World Cup format, so there's a universal code where teams play much more tactically and they just try to get the results and not play for the fans, or for the show of it. So yeah, I think we'll see more unders as the tournament progresses.
Okay, we're almost done, boys. A couple of more topics. I just want to make mention I have decided to add to that promo because, well, I think you guys should play all 3 of these handicappers. So how do you choose? If you buy 2, email Missy at WagerTalk.com, and I'm going to get her to throw the 3rd guy in for free. Is that okay, Carm?
Whatever you want to do is you're the boss. You own the company.
Yes, so
you can basically do whatever you want.
Any 2 of these guys for $6.99. Pick your 3rd. Email Missy. Tell her I said so. We'll throw in the 3rd for free. And don't worry, we'll.
Yeah. So if I'm hearing correctly, what you're saying is buy Carmine's and either Nick or Pavlos's, and then get either Nick or Pavlos for free,
or even Kevin. But it has to be anchored with a Carmine purchase, right?
Oh God.
Oh, Carm, you outsell these guys 20-1. Just give them a bone. Throw them a bone, man.
Hey, listen. I've got to say this before we go into the next segment. I'm not sure if you saw Kelly posted it on Monday or Tuesday, a screenshot of it, but and I thank her for doing it and tagging Nick and I. We did the live show on Sundays, Saturdays, and a Sunday, the live betting show. We raised a bunch of money. I sent it to Kelly. I flipped it from Canadian to US and didn't lower the amount. I just figured it was the right thing to do. She then donated it right away to an animal shelter there, a dog rescue, and put up the link for other people to donate. And I think some other people did donate. So a big thanks to her. And we start our new show on our new run of shows this Thursday night.
That's really great. I know I saw the tweet and it was 700 US or something like that, which is really good stuff, guys, because in all seriousness, you're risking your own money and nobody's paying you if you lose, and yet you're giving the winners away. So kudos to both you and Nick for doing that. Still rather be Pavlos, because while you were doing that, he was probably yachting in a Speedo in the Mediterranean with a girl named Jules. Lasagna Award, Pavlos?
Well, I think it will have to go to Sheffield United. They gave me the heartburn of the week. Because I was on a perfect run, 6-0, and they just didn't have even a single shot on target against Everton. And Everton were indifferent. They just played, for fun. And yeah, that's my lasagna word for the week.
Okay. Carmine, are you going to commiserate a loss and use that as your excuse for the lasagna award?
No, mine's is going to go to the Sunday FA Cup final game, and now FA Cup semifinal game, and you can decide which of these two is to blame. But Ole Solskjaer has started Romero in every single FA Cup game, and he sort of altered his team up a bit, and he put David De Gea in, but David De Gea is also the team's number one goalie, and it's a semifinal game. But he put him in where he hasn't played any of the other games, and he had two big goaltending mistakes that led to 2 goals, saves that he should have made, and they were obviously eliminated from the FA Cup. So while you might want to blame it on the goalie, I'm going to throw it on the manager this time, Ole Solskjaer, as my lasagna upset stomach award.
Nick Borrman, before you give your lasagna award, Man U going in 0-0. Any bets for the halftime?
Still 5 minutes left in the first half. I'm watching it while we
okay, anybody got a bet for us?
I unfortunately have been on the show. I haven't been watching it, but I was watching it and I had a feel. I'm assuming, Car, maybe you're watching it, that United is probably, I see by the numbers, they look like they're controlling the game, but I'm not watching it. So
yeah, they had a couple very good chances just now to score, deflected in front before the guy could get it on net. If you can grab United, I still feel like they're going to be -1 in the second half. If you can grab that at halftime, I would take it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nick, lasagna award. Let's go. We got to get the show over with. I have a hot shawarma upstairs.
I'll be quick then. Mine, I'll just give it to Atlanta United in the MLS. 0-3 group stage, knocked out of the tournament. Absolutely awful showing by them. I wasn't really on them in any game, so it didn't give me heartburn so much, but disappointing nonetheless for a team that, is supposed to be very, very good. They did lose Josef Martinez earlier in the season, so obviously that hurts, and they just look lost without him. So disappointing showing for them, 0-3.
Carl, we have one last topic to discuss, the EPL final week discussion. Relegation and Champions or Europa spots are up for grabs. Lead us in this convo and then let me go.
All right. Well, obviously, United right now are drawn. If they win this game, they'll go to 3rd in the standings. Chelsea will be 4th. Leicester City, who lost their last game, are at 62, so they've dropped out. Leicester and Man United play on that final weekend of the on Sunday, the final weekend of the season at Leicester. So that essentially can determine who gets that Champions League spot. Like Nick said, as long as Chelsea pick up some points, they'll be fine. It's that Sunday battle where it comes down to. As far as Europa League, right now it is Tottenham and Wolves battling, obviously with Leicester right now at 62 points, but it's literally Tottenham and Wolves battling for a Europa League spot. Sheffield are out of it right now, so it comes down to those two. Wolves play Chelsea on the final match day, and Tottenham they play Crystal Palace at Crystal Palace on the final day. So unless the guys want to add, as far as relegation, really quickly, Aston Villa pulled themselves out of the relegation spot. There's obviously it's really a 2-team battle. Aston Villa and Watford both on 34 points. Aston Villa have the better goal differential, so they are safe right now. but Aston Villa play their final game at home away at West Ham, and Arsenal play Watford at home. So it's one of those things where as long as Aston Villa matches Watford's result on the final weekend, Aston Villa's safe, Watford's out.
Well, that was great. Pavlos, you have anything to add to that?
No, he said it perfectly in such a short time. So yeah, it was great. I think that the Wolves against Chelsea match will be a goal fest. I'm just saying it right now. I think it's gonna have a lot of goals.
Okay, Nick.
Nobody cares, but my rooting interests are the Wolves and Villa. I hope that both of those get what they want, the Europa and Villa stays in the league. But it doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. But that's all.
Connor, you wanted to know what about our consensus pick? We do not have one today, but we came up with one. If you listen to the show closely, I think ultimately everybody likes the Roma over. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes,
So.
everybody. See, I listen. So that's our consensus pick of the day. Guys, make sure to take the advantage of our promotion, $699 for any one of these guys in soccer for the entire year. Lamont Williams writes, and free picks today. Lamont, I don't know what show you've been listening to, but that's pretty much what we've been doing for 42 minutes. So head over. You guys are the best. Thank you, Connor. Namaste. Make sure to check out the NASCAR show at 2, the UFC show at 3. Wager Talk today with Teddy and myself are coming up in a couple of weeks, 12 to 1. Puck Time starts next week. First pitch starts, I think, today. I am not hosting First Pitch any longer. So check back for that. I actually decided to do Stoppage Time instead. Lamont, I'm sorry you just got here. We cannot summarize the show, but the good thing is it'll be up on YouTube for you to watch in its entirety. Boys, I love you all. Pavlos, are you missing next Monday because you're trying to have sex with women on a yacht in the Mediterranean?
Yep, I'll be out.
Okay.
But I'll still be providing pics from on a sailboat.
Okay.
I'll be on a sailboat sailing, and I will be providing soccer
Okay,
pics.
well, there you go. It never ends. We are 900 subscribers away from 50,000 on YouTube. We want to hit that this month. So head over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. 900 more people to hit 50,000. And we want to do it. Boys, I love you all. Thank you so much. And we'll see you all on Friday for more stuff.